just completed to Arizona and San Francisco, and certainly you can take that home with you. I thought you'd like to see, you know, what time the bus leaves every day, what time we get in. And some of you may not realize that when the game is over and we fly back cross country and lose 3 hours, that we don't even land until about 2 o'clock, and that's when all the fun begins. Because that's when we get to wait for our bags and then throw them in the car and, you know, get them to the house. So usually it's 3 to 4 o'clock before the guys get to bed. Fortunately, when you're coming from the West Coast, the rules allow for an off day, but most of that is definitely spent sleeping, I'm here to tell you. Anyway, then in the first part of the coach section will be the staff, the athletic trainers, strength and conditioning, the PR people, a couple more of the coaches, and as we start to work our way back into the plane, we'll have radio and TV people, producers, announcers, and then we get to the players. So from about the back half of the plane to the tail end will be the players. That's where all the fun happens back there. So anyway, while we're on board, or actually before we take off and while we're waiting for all this stuff to get loaded, the guys are served a hot appetizer and some drinks, so they get pretty spoiled on these planes. And the food keeps on coming all the time. Been coming for a long time. So anyway, thankfully we've hired a nutritionist the last couple of years. It's kept it down just a little bit. But anyway, the guys get on board. They do a number of things when they get on there. Some of them sleep, some of them watch TV. They have in-flight televisions on a lot of the planes we have now. They watch personal DVD players. They've got a laptop. Some of them play video games. You know, they might talk. They might be eating, whatever. So whatever they want to do to relax, they all kind of have their general little areas where they sit, but they're not really assigned seats per se. So anyway, we take off, and that's pretty much it until we land. Now, when we get off the plane, the manager, coaches, and all the guys up front get off first, and they get on the first bus. Bus 1 is always the staff. Bus 2 is the players, and nobody but the players on bus 2. Then right at the tail end of the guys deplaning and get on the buses, you'll see the rookies coming off. They'll be carrying the bags with all the beverages for the veterans. They're going to carry the bags for the drinks. They're going to carry the poker chips, the stereo, and anything else these guys can think of for them to haul around. So if you get the idea. Once we land and get on the buses, then I will call the hotel rep that I've been in contact with over the past month and let them know that we've landed and that we're on our way to the hotel. And at that point, the hotel people get the keys out and lay them out on tables. Generally, it's a couple of tables, and it will be, you know, staff, then the players, and then, you know, radio and TV people. So the guys walk up, they'll see a key packet with their name, they'll grab it, look on the back, see what room they're in, and they're done. They go up to their room. The hotels a lot of times also will have a snack area. You know, it's all about presentation. So they'll have beverages, they'll have cookies, they might have some chips or whatever for the guys when they get their key packet, and they'll take a couple things up to their room. And then the next stage is they'll wait for the luggage to come in. So the luggage arrives about 30 minutes after the team gets to the hotel. So the luggage gets unloaded, goes inside to the bellman, the guys call down for their bags, and that's the first time they will have seen their bags since they dropped it off that morning. They never touch their stuff. They bring it in, they give it to us in the morning, and when we land as that itinerary said in Phoenix, and the bellman brings it to their room, then that's the first time they'll see their stuff again. So
basically, Frank, if I can interrupt, first of all, they don't have to go through security. They don't have to go to the terminal. The bus takes them right to the plane. They get fed like kings on the plane. They get off the bus, go right to the hotel. Their key is there. They don't have to check into the hotel. Their luggage arrives at the room. And this is team travel.
This is it.
But the other side is, obviously, you have to point out that they may take a cross-country flight and have to play that next afternoon to be ready to go. So there is a reason for all this.
Happens a lot. We get in town a lot of times at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll have a game the next night. Sometimes we might not get in till midnight or 1 and have an afternoon game. I mean, we had a doozy of a road trip a couple years ago. We were trying desperately to make the playoffs the last week of the season. We were in Washington, and we had a 5-hour rain delay. The game had to be played. We had, you don't have enough time in this program for me to tell you all that went wrong that night. But to put it in a nutshell, we had to play the game. We got it played. We flew out of Washington. We landed in Fort Lauderdale, got in our bus, encountered rush hour traffic for people going to work that morning, got in our rooms about 9 a.m. and we played at 7 o'clock that night. So it's not always as glorious as Scotty just made it sound.
That's what I wanted to say, the flip side of that.
But, you know, for me, it's all about arrangements. My job's arrangements. It's phone calls, it's constant updates, it's emails. And you know, you hope for the best and you depend on a lot of people to help you, just like I do with my equipment duties. If it wasn't for my staff, I couldn't do what I do. So you depend on a lot of help, you count on a lot of people. I mean, the worst feeling in the world for me is when that plane lands and we're pulling up and it's 3 a.m. and we look outside and I don't see any buses or trucks. Not a good feeling. Especially when we got 60 guys looking at it.
A little cranky?
Yeah, they'll be questioned me pretty quick after that. But speaking of questions, any questions from anyone? Every team handles that differently. Some teams take what's known as a family trip, which basically is everybody's wife and kids, whether it's staff or players. In our case, the staff are allowed to bring their wives pretty much whenever they want. The players' wives are allowed, and kids are allowed to return to Philadelphia from any trip.
Okay, Frank, we got Nicole here.
What do you guys do when you go to New York or Washington? Do you have a bus, have a train?
Another good question. Well, we're getting ready to do that this weekend on Sunday. New York is a bus trip basically because it's easiest just to go, throw the stuff under the bus, meaning the luggage, hit the road and go. Shea Stadium is not located downtown, so for us to take a train there, we'd have to bus back into the city and deal with all the traffic anyway. We might as well just hit the road and come back, for instance, after a game in New York. When we go to Washington, we have a train that's actually a chartered train, 4-car train. Again, sort of the same arrangement. The coaching staff, the manager, GM, up near the front, the players near the back. They have a food car in the middle. The guys love the train. They really enjoy that. I mean, they'd like to do it more often. Unfortunately, just not available and the trips are too long. But we do use the train.
Another question right here from Diane.
What did you do at the end of last season when it comes down to the final game? You don't know if you're going to Arizona or Colorado. Do you book both trips, or do you just wait until?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. I want to look at my coworkers and ask them how they found me during that week. It wasn't. I'll tell you what. It's that's the biggest challenge for me, and it's great work, and I'm glad to be able to do that. But you have to have about 3 or 4 plans in place and basically watch as they eliminate themselves and hope that you can indeed use one of yours. I mean, for a couple of years prior to last year, we made all those very plans again, only to get down in one case till the last inning of the last game and have to basically throw them all in the trash. But yeah, a lot of plans, a lot of balls in the air in a lot of different cities. It can get confusing.
Frankie, most rewarding part of your job?
I think just being able to travel with a big league team has been a dream of mine to be in baseball. I started out as a young kid, as a bat boy in my hometown back in Illinois, as a 10-year-old kid, and I spent my whole life in the game, and I'm still enjoying it. It's like anything, it's a job. There are days when it's not that much fun, but all in all, it's a pretty good deal.